Today, we're trying to answer the question, how much weight do you lose when you run a marathon? It's always been something that interests me to understand what is the concept of gaining or losing weight. Where does the mass go? Like for instance, when I eat something, I'm able to measure the mass of this food I'm eating. Like I know if I'm eating 200 grams of pastas, I'm putting those in me, so I've put 200 grams to my body mass. But what happened to the body mass that leaves my body when I'm doing a physical effort? Because for sure, I am spending those calories. I am spending energy, therefore releasing a bit of sweat, of course, but also some carbon dioxide. Anyway, these kind of things must amount to a certain mass. If not, I couldn't be lighter by doing a diet or doing more exercise. And therefore, I thought it would be kind of interesting to compare what is my weight before a marathon and after that. And today is my lucky day because today I'm running a marathon. So the plan is that I'm going to keep preparing. I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna do all my bowel movements before the run. Every runner knows how important those are. And once I'm done with this, once I'm done changing the mass of my body before I go on a run, I'll weigh myself and I'll take this as a reference. Then on top of that, I'll take the reference of everything I'm gonna drink or eat during the marathon. In my case, I'm taking with me 3 liters of water. I'll have a 2-liter bladder and 2 individual half-a-liter bottle on my water vest. Plus, I'm taking 5 energy gels that I will be eating through the marathon. So we'll see after the run what I've actually drunk and eaten, and I'll add this mass to my body mass weighted before I went on a run. And when I come back from the run, I'll weigh myself again, wearing the exact same clothes that I wore in the morning before the run, just to make sure that we are comparing apples to apples. And by knowing the previous weight, I'll be able to know how much weight have I lost during this marathon. I hope this plan sounds good to you, so now let's get cracking. Here we are, ready for this experiment. So the weight before I got dressed is 84.5 kilograms, which is about 186 pounds. Let's now put all my gear on, and there is no easy way to say it. Let's run a marathon. If you wish to know what happened during this marathon, feel free to pause the video and go watch the one shown in the corner. But if you don't have the time, here's for you a 3-second summary of what happened. 42.2 kilometers, 26.2 miles. I don't know if you can see the salt of my face. I am knackered. Okay, so right now I'm gonna take my weight and I come back to you and we make the total count of plus minus. We'll go look at what I've drunk and eaten. Alright, but that's after some stretching and a good shower. Talk to you soon. Okay, so now I know. I just weighed myself after the marathon, and I'm not gonna lie, the result is quite astonishing. But I'm gonna keep just a little bit of suspense right now. And to be able to do the full amount, I also need to compute what I put in my body during this marathon. So we're gonna go through my backpack now and compare what I've used and what I haven't. I've only eaten 1 gel. That's the only thing I've eaten for the whole marathon. I think my stomach wasn't really in the right shape. I just didn't feel the need for anything more. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put all the water that I still have in a bottle, and I'm gonna weight it to see how much I didn't drink, so I can have the full weight of everything I consumed during those 4 hours and a half. So the weight of just one of those gels, 70 grams. So I can add 70 grams to my weight before, and the weight of the water that I didn't drink. Okay, so it's at 655 grams. There's a little bit there, so I'm gonna count all this as 700 grams of water not drunk, which means that out of the 3 liters that I took with me, I only drank 2.3 liters and 700 remained undrunk. Before I left, my weight was at 84.5 kilograms, to which we can add 70 grams of that. Yes, it's almost worth nothing. Let's add 100 grams for this, and 2.3 liter of water that I drank. So the total of my weight, if I hadn't been burning anything, should have been 84.5 plus 100, so 84.6, plus 2.3, so 86.9 kilograms total. That's total of the weight that I had before and the weight that I put in. Now is time. Let's put some drum rolls. My weight after the marathon was 81.7 kilograms. Can you believe this? This is insane. How is it even possible? I weighed myself twice again to make sure that I wasn't hallucinating, but this shows how much energy is spent during a marathon. This is incredible. This means that I spent 5.2 kilograms in a spin of 4 hours and a half. This is crazy. It makes no sense. It's absolutely crazy. Of course, I sweated a lot, probably more than the 2.3 liters of water that I drank. Therefore, I was dehydrated a little bit. And since I didn't eat anything, I had to eat a lot more today to replenish my body of energy. But just think of it, like 5.2 kilograms lost in a spin of 4 hours and a half. This is insane. This is crazy. I was a little bit afraid when I started the challenge that the result would be very much uneventful and like, oh, I lost 1 kilogram. Okay, sure. Interesting, you know, sure. But realizing that I've actually burned the equivalent of 5.2 kilograms out of my body, it's incredible. Okay, I think I answered the question of how much weight can you lose during a marathon. Before we wrap up, I want to say that this is by no means a scientific experiment. I tried this because I think it was funny. It was a good way to understand a little bit better my body. Of course, there is a lot more things that should be taken into account to be like a scientific, rigorous study. But anyway, I think it was really fun. It's cool to put some numbers because we know we spend a lot of energy when we're doing stuff like running marathons, but it's hard to put real number on it. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't hesitate to give it a like and maybe drop a comment if you think the result was interesting or if you would like to do the same thing and figure out some stuff about your body as well. If you want to know more about this run, I'll put a link to the Strava activity in the description so you can have a deeper look. Like, I know that personally I'm a running nerd and I love to go and look at Strava's activities of other runners. Regarding the audiobook recommendation, you know I always give one. The audiobook I was reading while I was running this marathon is Millennium Book number 2, The Girl Who Played with Fire. Super cool book. It kept me captivated for the whole 4 hours and a half. So if you want, there'll be a link in the description. You can try it. And if you are interested in another experiment I did with this very marathon, I've tried to use all the tricks in the books in order to make my recovery faster and be able to run the next day. I know it's a pretty tough one, running the next day after a marathon. So if you want to see the video, go ahead. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time. Yeah, it's gonna take a while.